Welcome to the ITM Podcast.
This is episode 357 of the ITM Podcast, the official Boston Red Sox podcast of whatever. My name is Joey Copponi, that's Scott Neville, and the Boston Red Sox definitely played 3 more games. Scott, how you doing?
My vocal cords are being tested this week.
Yes.
I'm a little sick. I don't know what happened. I got a hit midday yesterday. You just get sick midday.
Getting sick midday should be illegal. It should only be possible to happen when you go to bed and then you wake up sick and you go, oh shit, I got to cancel all my shit. I'm sick today. It's a sick day. I got to tell my mom. Mom's got to call the school.
Yeah.
But middle of the day to be you swallow once and you go, uh-oh.
I had an event at 5 and I started to lose my voice getting ready for that. So probably 3. I started to lose my voice before I went to see my friend DJ.
Yeah.
That shouldn't happen. That should happen after.
No.
Messed up. Yeah.
Messed up.
So I'm pushing right now.
Dude, speaking of making a push, these here Bo Sox, we watch. We love. We like. We watch. We definitely watch.
We're there.
They are making a push themselves, baby. They are second only to the New York Mets to the bottom of Major League Baseball. Tied for worst in the American League. Tied for the worst team in the American League. Scott, you liking what those Red Sox are doing out there? Say yeah.
Nope. Not loving it.
No.
Nope.
Yeah.
Don't like it.
They're bad. Man. They're bad.
I got some stats on how bad they are.
Give me some stats on how bad they are.
This is some Scotty N stats. I didn't even take this from Twitter.
Okay.
I was thinking about how this is, my knowledge, the worst team I've ever witnessed.
Yeah.
And then I go, well, hold on. 2020 Red Sox. Good news. They're worse than the 2020 Red Sox.
The 2026 Red Sox are worse through X number of games?
I said, I don't think I've seen a worse team in my lifetime. And then I went, 2020. And then I looked at the numbers. The 2020 Red Sox had a 400 win percentage at 24-36. The 2026 Red Sox have a 382 win percentage. That by the way, if you were curious at home, 62-100. That's our current pace.
Ooh, that's round. That's a round.
And I said,
set of numbers.
Have I seen a team this bad in here, in this Boston location, the city, they call it?
Yep.
No.
Have you?
And I said, well, maybe you have because you're much older. And I said, and then I was like, no. And I kept going. And that 62-100 pace, 1965, last time that happened. This is the worst team since 1965. But then I said, well, technically that team had a 383 win percentage, and we have a 382. So what was the actual worst team? And you'd have to go back to 1932, where they struggled. They went
they do in 32.
They went 43-111 with a 279 win percentage. That was a bad year for Red Sox baseball.
Oh, God.
So, obviously, it's not fair to judge a 162-game season or a 60-game season based on this. But if you just feel like this is thus far the worst team you've ever seen in Boston, it's because it is.
So, 2 or 3 years ago on this show, we did a little segment or we had a running bit when Steve was here. It was like stick with 96 or something like that.
Oh, yeah, and it was the pace. Yeah.
It was as long as they can be on pace of the 1996 Red Sox, they still have a chance to make the playoffs.
Mhm.
We got to what year is this? 32 that they lost 111
1932.
games.
Yeah,
32.
yeah,
At least it's not 32. Might be the
yeah.
new mantra of like we'll just start posting the 1932 team. Be like, hey, it could be worse. Who was on the 1932 Red Sox?
Oh, they were loaded. I can't believe how bad
Yeah,
they were. They had some
they were
guys.
loaded. I can't believe how bad they are. Who was on the team?
Oh man, who wasn't on that team?
Oh, do it, dude. Ed Durham, Ed
Dude, they
Connolly,
had first of all,
Ed
uh,
Gallagher. They had a lot of Eds.
they had Shano Collins leading the charge. He started out the gate 11-44, and much like this season, there was a firing. But then Marty McManus really lit some life and went 32-67. But yeah, this was
I hate to break it to you, Scott.
yeah.
Um, uh, was he the only manager, or was there a third manager? Was Rudy Holswit all? Did they have three managers?
I'm only seeing the two, but
Well,
why?
I'm seeing that there were three managers. So that's worse than us. We've only had
Maybe
two.
maybe that was an ejection situation. Let me add up these
Sure.
games. Let me add up
Sure,
these
could have been.
games.
Oh my god, I know something about this team. I'm not even kidding.
Really?
I actually have like an interesting story. So nobody's tuning in to listen to the stories about the Blue Jays, right? Are you cool if we do this?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, we just talk about how shitty the Red Sox are.
By the way,
dude,
Dale Alexander 3.7 WAR. Good player.
good player, good player.
It's me, Jolly.
There's a guy on this Red Sox team named Gordon McNaughton. Let me tell you a story about Gordon McNaughton, dude. It's because he was a Major League Baseball player. He was also an avid gambler, like a down back alley, drug fueled prostitutes, hookers. Say that's the same thing. Gambling in the back rooms, speakeasy kind of guy.
Who?
Gordon McNaughton. And he gets lost in the sauce, what have you. And his wife found him in a hotel room with a lady of the night and shot the prostitute, shot him, shot herself, survived. She survived. Gordon died. And then when she got out, or while she was in prison, married Gordon's brother.
Wow.
How fucking cool is that, dude?
If you were wondering, he had a 6.43 ERA this year, pitched 21 innings. He had a 70 ERA plus, which is probably the funniest thing about that 6.43 ERA. It wasn't that far off medium. And then at the plate, he 2 for 8. So
yeah,
hit a
he was
double.
all right, man.
This was his age 21 season, so I don't know how long he lasted, but yeah. Also, did notice something about this team that Marty McManus, that second manager, he played 93 games, so he was on the team.
That'd be so like it's like if they fired Alex Cora and then made Story the manager.
They just made Story. Yeah. Yep. And the crazy thing about it, the last time, to be clear, that the Red Sox were this bad, there was a player manager. Yeah, Gordon only made it to 32.
Yeah, and then, you know what? I just looked it up. These were his only 6 major league outings. So you're probably like, Joe, why do you know that much about a guy with 6 major league outings? Because I started a series when I was at Lumberland called A Baseball True Crime. And this was the first episode, was the story of this guy. Because I wanted to start with a baseball player who was murdered. And I found one. And look at that. How cool is that? Gordon McNaughton.
Dude, they had a player that hit 372.
Wow.
Dale Alexander, first baseman.
Dale? I was going to say it had to be Dale, right?
Had to be Dale, yeah. 8 homers. He had a hell of a lot of homers from 1932.
Yeah, I mean, was that like league leading numbers?
Nah, he doesn't have the In fact, there's no italics on this whole page.
He did lead his average. He led the AL in average. He had the AL batting title in 32. So that's something.
You are right about they have a third manager listed, but his games played, like, he was there the whole time.
So he must be like, that must be for like ejections and whatever.
Oh no. Okay. Sorry. I know what happened.
What?
Back in the day, he was on the coaching staff, but the coaching staff in 1932 was the manager and then this guy.
That's the entire coaching staff.
So, like, it was like Shano Collins was the manager, Rudy was the bench coach, and then when Shano got fired, Marty took over as the manager, and he stayed on as the bench coach, and there's nobody else. So I assume he coached, like, third. Yeah. I don't really know.
So there's more coaches for my son's T-ball team.
Yeah. Than
there was
team.
For the 32 Sox. So at least it's not 32. What was the other year that you said 65?
65 was the exact same, like, win percentage. That's what we're about to do. 62 and 100.
You know what sucks is the 65 Sox was like right before they started putting it together.
Yeah, so they probably do have, like, good players. Kyle Yastrzemski.
Yeah, they got Rico, they got Yaz, Tony C.
Rico, yeah.
Yeah. It's like they were here. The boys were here. They just, they hadn't put it together.
Earl Wilson was a 3-WAR season. What you know about Earl Wilson?
Not as much as I'd like to.
Jim
932 OPS for Yaz that year, dude.
Yeah, he had a 5-WAR season, so he was like an MVP light type of guy. Ooh.
Came in 10th for MVP that year.
I'll tell you a fact about Earl Wilson. He led the league with 102 earned runs as a pitcher.
Wow.
But he only had a 3.98 ERA and had a 2-WAR season. That was a good year statistically somehow.
I hate that we're talking about historically bad. Like, are you at a place with the 20? Yep.
Their number 2 and number 3 pitchers tied for the most losses. They both had 18 losses.
Oh.
And that's the pace we're on.
Yeah.
To potentially have 2 guys tied for the league lead in losses.
I'll tell you this. Brian Bayo leads Major League Baseball in earned runs, which I would argue is worse.
And good luck trying to catch them. To be fair, this team's ace led the league in earned runs. The number 2 and the 3 led the league in losses. So we got both of those crowns.
Nice. Yeah, that's going to be something. Does that tell me? All right. I don't want to.
Their closer allowed 54 earned runs.
Jesus.
He also pitched 124 in the third innings, but
he closes the game. Yeah, every game.
Yeah. I'll put it this way: their closer had 20 decisions. He went 9 and 11. Wow. So that's a lot for the typical closer of modern day.
Jesus, yeah. I hate that we're talking about the Sox in a historical context, bro, because TC brought it up at the beginning of this series that they were like, oh, the worst start to May, or the most losses coming into the month of May ever. And you can reframe it a bunch of different ways. They're on pace to be the worst team since 1932. They're second only to the Mets at the bottom of baseball. They're tied for the worst record in the American League. Like, you can frame it a billion different ways. And it's gotten to me, it's like just past the point. It really was the May 1st switch for me that it went from being like, well, it's early and these records don't really mean anything, to, oh, that's just like, this is the kind of year that we're having. This is no longer a start. This is, once you get to like 5 weeks into the year, it doesn't feel like the beginning anymore. It just feels like how the season's going.
Yeah. No, we're here.
Yeah, there's no getting around it now. It would take a pretty massive turnaround. And we kind of talked the last episode about how I was ready to do like a Giga Chad graphic, and like we were ready to do like the Chad Sox thing, and if they looked a little bit different, and they showed like glimpses of it in the first series with Chad at the helm, but in this one, dude, this looked like two really bad teams playing some bad baseball, and it's much like I said this a few episodes ago, but the moments where they are passing the baton and like they're just scoring runs, playing baseball, hitting the ball, it feels jarring. It happened once in this series, and I clutched my pearls. I was like, oh yeah, right, yeah, they can do that. Right, like it's fun when they do this. It's just it's so infrequent that it's upsetting when it comes around, because it's like, I shouldn't be elated that you guys can score a run. I should be it should be the norm. It should be how baseball goes.
I forget what a team with offense has, which is weird because you do the first 25 years of how you understand baseball, and it only took 30 games for me to forget how baseball works. But game 3 today, they had a situation in extras where one swing would tie the game. They're down 2. Mm-hmm. They got a ghost runner on second, and they literally could win it with one swing. That's all it takes. And to me, that felt so insurmountable and so impossible. As we talked about, we've never made a 2-run comeback. Which of course, I mean, how would you even overcome that? And it does just feel like they just can't score. It's impossible. It's not home runs, by the way. Don't even talk about it. They have 7 at Fenway.
Jaron Duran had 2 in 1 series, which I think overkill. Tone it back.
Yeah, relax.
Dial it back, buddy. Yeah, come on. Realize the name on the front of the jersey. More important than the one on the back. But aside from what I was going to say is that was also a game where he hit a 3-run homer and overcame a deficit in doing so. And I was like, well, that totally destroys the whole thing that we were talking about. But it wasn't a 2-run lead, so that's still there. They did have a comeback win technically to come from 1-0 to 3-1, and they had a go-ahead homer, which I think is actually their second of the year.
No big deal,
if you can believe that. So no, not a big deal. But they did it. The Sox did it again. They got a go-ahead homer. Wouldn't you know it? Since Chad took over these here Sox, they are as a team hitting 241, which feels like a lie.
That feels like a lot.
That feels like a lot. A 600, a 617 OPS. I can't say they look different, Scott.
Because they don't. Oh, that's not true. Actually,
yes.
They bunt way more for no reason.
Bro, the small ball. I understand they're trying to just get the ball rolling, but is it tough, dude? Is it tough to see?
Here's what I wouldn't recommend. If I could, Chad, if I could talk to you for a second, I know you listen.
Talk to Chad.
When you're in extras and you're down 2 runs, bunting people over becomes obsolete. Let's not do that. Yeah. You have your 5-hitter up at the plate. It happens to be IKF, but you have your 5-hitter up at the plate, and it might be IKF, but you got a bopper. You're in the middle of your lineup. And yeah, obviously IKF wasn't going to do anything, but it's still philosophically what was the game plan there? Like, you move them over, and then, yeah, in theory, a hit gets them both in, but let's not get crazy. You
Mhm.
can't give out an out with a team as bad as this.
No.
You're down
No.
one, fine,
But
get a sack fly. I get it. Two, though, can't be bunting down two.
I mean, I don't know. Like runs are, I would say they're coming at a premium, but that's underselling it. Like
Yeah.
you're starving for offense. I feel like bunt everybody around is like maybe not the craziest strategy as we're sitting here talking
But
about it. Because like,
this
what
isn't
else is there?
0-0 in the fourth. Like, I'm talking about the game today, down to first and second, no outs.
Yeah.
And I get, like, he got the bunt down. It moved him over. They were one hit away, but I don't think you can give out and out with this team.
I don't know if I feel better putting the bat in somebody's hand in that kind of spot. I don't know if there's anybody on the team that I'm like, yeah,
Brother, it's
we go.
IKF. It's your 5-hitter.
it's IKF. It's everybody's favorite IKF. They're chanting his name right now. You have to let him swing away.
You can't take the bat out of IKF's hands in that spot.
You can't. You're going to take the bat away from Kiner?
Dude, he's got 499 OPS, which if that was
And
a
you want
batting
him
average,
to do what?
if that was a batting average, that would be absurd.
Dude, think about that.
He was
about that. His OPS is so high that if it was a batting average, it would be so high.
he came in there for Yoshida, who was in there for Monasterio in the 5-hole.
Yeah. And Alex Cora did not do that. Alex Cora was not here. He's not texting Chad to do it. That's Chad doing that. Stunning.
Hate it.
Yeah. The other thing is the use of challenges is very strange. I mean, it's still bad. It's still bad, but they're using it. They're using them more, but they're using them wrong.
Yeah. No, the thing is, there's been a lot of criticism. Even like Lou, who I respect a shitload, being like, they got to just get better with the ABS. It's like, do you realize what you're saying is they got to understand the difference between a strike and a ball? That's not something that's going to just happen in May. They don't know the zone somehow. They somehow don't know the zone at all. And I used to always think, like, when I would watch them, Trevor Story swing out of his ass at a slider 4 feet out of the zone, I would be like, well, that's because it's coming at him at 100 miles an hour and it's got spin. And when he started his swing, it was in the zone. But then obviously it ended up not being in the zone. That's the whole thing with off speed. But it turns out you could just throw a fastball out of the zone, and they'll be like, oh, or right down the middle, and they'll be like, not even close.
Yeah, like all those moments where you're like, oh, bet he wishes he had that one back.
Yeah, it's like, no,
like,
he was.
I don't know
he's
if he
doubling
did.
down. He's doubling down, actually.
Yeah. It is tough. Ceddanne Rafaela, unsurprisingly, just the absolute worst at it.
Yeah, he doesn't know the plate immensely well.
He's watching balls called for strikes, doing nothing about it, and then challenging pitches that are just so right there in the zone, that are so in the zone, that are like it's not a question, it's just like in the zone.
Mm-hmm.
It's
and swinging horrific. Not in the zone.
No, well, it's not. That's not where he swings. That's never been his spot to swing.
No, of course. He is hitting 255. Is with a 683 yes, because I don't know. I can't confidently say he has an extra base hit this year. I'm sure he does.
Ceddanne?
Yeah. I can't think of one. But I also can only think of like 3 doubles this season, to be fair. I'm sure
he went deep this year, didn't he?
He has a homer. He's got a homer.
Yeah. See? Put some respect.
Just announce.
What if I told you? What if I told you this start to the year? If his season ended today, he would have his highest OPS plus of his career. What if I told you that?
Then I would say that's not good.
Yeah, because it's true, and that's terrible.
Yeah.
If this season ended today, he would have his highest OPS plus of his career.
I think if I could summarize, if I had to shorten that, I think I would say, yikes.
Yep. He ended last year with a 708 OPS. This year he's got a 703. So
I'll give you an overreaction.
that's kind of who he is. Unfortunately, this is like not like a slow start for him. This is just like exactly who he is. Like
while we're
average.
on the topic of bad baseball players,
Yep.
I'm ready to fire Zach Kelly into the sun personally.
Yep.
His numbers aren't that bad, but every time he pitches, I feel like I want to die. And
Dude.
I don't care if he has options. I'd just DFA him. like if we're gonna get better, the best thing we could do is let him go to a team that we could then face in the future.
I thought you were about to say, I don't care that he has autism. When you started that word,
He doesn't.
It really sounded like you're about to be like, hey, look, man, I hate this guy, and I don't care that he has autism. I got to say this anyway. I don't think he does. I don't think he does.
Not to our knowledge.
Not to, yeah. It would be news to me.
He doesn't seem like a guy that does either. For the record, I don't know why you. Not that there's anything wrong with that. But my point is, whether he has autism or not, he shouldn't be pitching for this team. When Slayton comes back, let's get rid of him. Yeah. We'll bring up Rivera. Yeah. We have better players than him.
It seems like he's not even trying sometimes. He goes out there and it just looks like he's just like mailing it in. He's like, look, I'm sorry, I got to be here. But
he made an error. Then he got the luckiest. He gave up a missile that had a base running mistake attached to it and turned into a double play because it was a missile right to short. And then IKF, my dog. And then he still screwed it up. And even in doing so, like before he gave up the wall ball that was a nuke, he threw a ball like 8 feet out of the zone, and then he threw 191 right down the middle. And it was like, dude, to your point, like, is there a game plan here? Like, are you just throwing right now? Because it feels like he's just throwing every time, and he has no. Like, I would love to like be in a bullpen with him and be like, hit this quadrant of the zone. Like, you know, you break up it breaks up into 9. Yeah, it's like hit this one. And I would love to see his accuracy, because I would imagine if you did that with all of the pitchers, he would be last. Maybe we totally would give him a run for his money, but he throws so hard it doesn't matter. But Zach Kelly, don't need him on the team. I don't care that he has like a 4.2 whatever ERA. Watch him pitch. It's the worst thing I've ever seen.
It's horrible. It's also like, it's like the ERA doesn't tell the story, because he comes in and it's like, okay, like these runs are about to get like, it's Zach Kelly. He's not going to get through it. He's not going to find a way out of this one. He's coming in with runners on. It feels like a punt. It's like, it almost concerns me. It's like, oh my God, they brought in Zach Kelly. Like, what? Don't they want to win?
He should be in like Ryan Watson territory. Which, by the way, physically don't look too dissimilar. But you know, when Ryan Watson's in there, you go, oh, we're down 7, which this year happens to be. He's got a lot of innings, you know.
He's getting his work in.
Yeah, so don't need Zach Kelly. Don't care who you replace him with. You could go. I mean, Slayton's coming back soon, and Rivera's so much better, or at least has the chance to be. Yeah. So give me those two, or don't, or just leave it empty. I mean, I just don't ever want to see that. If I ever see number 76 pitch again, I'm going to be pissed off.
You don't have to. You shouldn't have to. I mean, you probably will. You shouldn't have to, though. I feel for you. I do. Can you imagine, speaking of feeling for someone, can you imagine like being like a Ryan Watson? Like, that's your role. Like, you're the guy, like, and you know, like, oh, well, they have me here not because I'm the best option to be here because I help them win, but because like they do need a janitor to like clean up their mess. They don't want to waste other guys' arms, so like they'll just waste mine.
Yeah, I mean, in explaining that your current role would definitely be tough. I do think if you're a professional athlete, in your eyes, you're just thinking, "Hey, I'm getting innings," and a lot of them because that situation happens so often. And he knows obviously that if he starts to perform, that he can rise up the ranks. That's how most guys that get called up. That's how it starts. I get what you're saying, and you know that we know that's not going to happen. But if you have to have the confidence of a major league pitcher. So, yeah, I don't know. He's probably thinking, I just gotta start turning it around, and then the fifth inning mop up becomes sixth and seventh innings, and then I'll get to in games that aren't already decided.
So he was born in Auburn, Alabama. Ryan Watson was, and then went to Auburn High School in Auburn, Alabama, and then went to Auburn University and also in Auburn, Alabama.
Yeah.
And his middle name, do you want to guess? I'll give you a hint. It's like if J.K. Rowling was writing a character from Alabama.
Hickman.
Trailer. His middle name is I'm still triple checking myself. Ryan Trailer Watson.
Oh man, that's like
Rude.
what I think. Here's the deal. I think if you had a guy in the friend group that you didn't like that was from the South, you would just start calling him Trailer.
Yeah.
Like, yeah,
or like I don't know, the worst guy in
South.
the bullpen that only comes in to pick up everyone else's mess.
Well,
you call him the Trailer.
We'll call him the Trailer now, not the janitor.
Yeah, that's awful. Poor guy. I really do feel for him. Not Zach Kelly though. He can be fired into the sun.
Yeah, so hard. Yeah,
it's like with like a slingshot.
I want him on Elon's next rocket. I feel like those blow up all the time.
Those do. I want him to make it to the sun. I want him to at least have like the oh wow moment.
Then you're higher on him than I am.
Is there anything from this series that you think is like worth talking about before we move on?
I think the contextual historical relevance of how bad they are.
Yeah, because just anything from in game because I
got one. Suarez is hurt.
Right, that's what I was. Yeah, that's before we get into Ranger Suarez being hurt. Was there anything like from the games? I didn't have anything else. So if that's where you want to go, that's where I want to go. Ranger Suarez hurt. I don't know why I speculated along with the booth that he was just ill because he didn't look hurt at all. He just went down the tunnel. I thought maybe he's just pooping. And then I thought maybe he's puking. And then they were like, no, it's his hamstring. Which
there was part of me that was like, did Chad Tracy just do like an early pull thing again because of like World Baseball Classic, like management situation? Like the Tolley thing last week was allegedly not for performance and early hook. It was like we needed to keep his pitch count down because he had like 9 days off prior and he's like ramping up again. And there was part of me that was like, are we still doing this? I was already ready to be like, is Tracy about to do it again? Make me be like, wow, this guy's stupid. But he didn't, so I can't really.
It did kind of feel like, it did feel like a decision until they showed the video, and then I was like, no, something's up, something's going on. Very weird, very weird.
My last note: Jake Bennett is okay.
Yeah, he's okay. Good for him. Drake and Josh Bennett. Good job out there. Yep. Jake. Bennett.
I was there and he was fine.
Yeah.
He didn't bother me at all.
Nope. That was cool. And if Ranger is down for any significant amount of time, and Crochet is down for any significant amount of time,
and Gray,
we can make this a 1932 Red Sox true crime podcast, because that's the kind of year that we are going to be in for. If that's where we go.
Yeah.
Yep.
For sure. But, Suarez did say, like, he had a similar hamstring thing in the past and, like, avoided the IL. So he still thinks he can make his next start, or he's hopeful. But,
well,
who knows?
Truly who?
Do you want to do the pitching preview?
Okay, folks, it is 3 games against the Detroit Tigres. Game 1 is going to be Tarek Skubal versus Peyton Tolley. Skubal has made a majority of his starts on the road, but his ERA at home is over a full run higher. His K per 9 over a full strikeout lower. His walks are higher. He's been struggling against lefties in particular at home, and he's been struggling with men on base. Peyton Tolley made his major league debut opposite Paul Skeens, and this year has faced Schlittler and Yasavage, so it would only make sense that he would match up against Skubal. He's been nails near the very top of the game in terms of strikeouts, expected ERA, expected batting average, whiff percentage. Just the kind of pitcher your dad wants to watch. Game 2 is going to be Framber Valdez versus Brian Bayo. Framber is annoying. He should have fallen off by now, but he just hasn't. His curve is nasty. His change is nasty. Dude is nasty. Brian Bayo, on the other hand, not so good. 26 earned runs. That leads the game of baseball. A negative 1.2 B-WAR, a 9.12 ERA, and an ERA plus of, you guessed it, Scott Neville, 46. Dude is bad. And game 3 is going to be Jack Flaherty versus TBD. Jack Flaherty's fall off will be studied. He's due for an unbelievable stretch that makes his season numbers look better than he actually is, despite being incredibly hittable for the last, let's call it 4 years. Maybe the Red Sox can start that streak for him. That'd be fun. And TBD, Tory Belinsky-Dinkins. Big Dink is back to take the bump once again. Can Dinkins restore himself to his former glory? Or is this nostalgia bait? Just a stroll down memory lane for all the dinkheads in the stands to sell some TBD merch. Only one way to find out, and only one thing we can be sure of. As a person, dude sucks. And that is going to do it. For your pitching preview, Scott, the Red Sox go on the road once again, where, wouldn't you guess it, well, do you want to guess their record?
On the road?
Yes.
How many games?
They have played 18 games on the road.
I'm going to say 5-13 feels great.
They are 7-12.
Oh, I'm
or 7-11.
Sorry.
Sorry, that's bad math. 7-11 on the road, and they are 6-10 at home. In other words, doesn't really matter. They suck.
That's good. That's good to know that they're not going to let their location impact their performance.
No, they're gonna fuck themselves either place. That's what they're doing. They're gonna suck no matter what, no matter where they are, dude. They're gonna be a bad team. So that being said, I think I'm gonna go. Did they win one?
Dude, come on.
I think they get swept.
I mean, can TBD beat Jack Flaherty?
That's the real question.
So that's Jake Bennett versus Jack Flaherty, I would assume. A Jake off. And in a Jake off, I'm going with our boy. So I'm going to say we only lose 2. I know that's a homer pick to say that the Red Sox are going to win a game, but it is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like for you to come back to reality a little
Hey,
bit.
this isn't 1932. This is 1965. That's how I feel. And maybe that's optimistic.
Just to take away your optimism really quick, I don't know if you saw this story from Sean McAdam, where when the guys in the clubhouse were asked about like what's going on, that's like what's to blame. Contreras, this is from Sean McAdam.
Yeah,
Quote,
this was weird.
Contreras said it probably doesn't help that the lineup has a number of young players who don't have much experience in dealing with slumps. And minutes later, Marcelo Meyer seemed to take exception to that explanation. Quote, to me, that's just kind of an excuse. Blame the young guys, said Meyer. But at the end of the day, we're all playing baseball. We're all pros. We all know what we need to do. I don't think we're doing a good job of runners in scoring position. When you don't do that, you don't score runs. Man.
Wilson also had the first anti-Cora quote I've heard.
Who did?
Wilson.
Did he?
Yeah, he said that they asked him about like just the situation. He's like, I felt like we were really tense, and lately we've been able to like exhale, but like they haven't been better or scoring more. So it's like, it's a Tim Healy quote. I can actually grab it quick, but it was weird. It was really weird. If my phone would work. Here we go. Our guy's pressing more because of the firings last weekend. And he said, actually, no, I think it's different that Alex is not here. It's already over, but I feel like the guys are, after Cora got released or fired, the guys got loose a little bit more because I feel like the tension was gone. But it's really hard when you go up to bat. I don't know why I picked such a big quote with my vocal cords situation. And if you look at the scoreboard, your numbers are not there in May. I mean, like I said, he goes on a tangent here. But later, they said, why do you think the tension was gone? He said, that's a good question. I don't know. I haven't dug into that too deep, but that's what I felt. That's my own opinion. When Alex wasn't in the dugout, the team was like exhale noise, like loose. But it doesn't matter. I mean, we have to play better. We have to find consistency, whatever. But yeah, he felt like there was tension. And then and I think, to be honest, I think what he's talking about is like once Cora got fired, it was like this season's over and we can just like try and hit a ball and not worry about like I think he said it horribly, and I don't think that's a good thing. But I don't think the fact that there's no tension is a good thing. I think it's just literally just being like, yeah, like who gives a shit now? I genuinely think that's what he means. Like he's gonna try just as hard, but the expectations are gone. It's just like whatever.
I don't think the expectations are gone because the team said that they didn't say it's a lost season. They said they want to right. They're making this move early because they think that they can still right the ship because they think that the team will get better than this, which is just stupid on Craig's part because now he's tied his own ass to the team's record, to the team's performance. He said, I know something that will make them better. Watch me make this irreparable decision, a decision you simply cannot undo. I am going to make it and watch what happens. And now we have to watch what happens. We are all subjected to watching what happens, and I think that he's going to regret having done that because like,
I have a feeling
the players probably feel the way you're saying.
I think what Contreras is saying is like when Cora was there, you know, he was a real manager for a real big league manager, and he was going to, fire up the guys, and I mean like reprimand the guys when things weren't going well. He's going to chew you out if need be. And he's going to make a point out of Narvaez being 5 seconds late to a meeting just to try and set expectations. Things were going to get tougher in the clubhouse. And now he's going, I got a manager from Worcester. I genuinely think that's just a lack of respect. What is he going to do? Like the boss is gone. We got a substitute teacher. Like that's what I'm thinking is like, he feels like there's a substitute teacher now. It's not necessarily that anything's changed. His performance is going to change, but you're not worried when a substitute teacher's there.
Yeah, and I think that that's something that you would think a chief baseball officer who was a former player would have considered when making a move like he did, and also the way that he did. Like, if they had fired Cora and been like, listen, we're bringing in Rocco Baldelli, or we're bringing in somebody with major league experience. We know the guy that we want that we think can get the most out of you. Boom, we got him. That's a lot different than we're going to fire the whole coaching staff. And I guess we'll just call up the Worcester manager and I don't know, his bench coach. And then what about the rest of the coaching staff? When you guys get back to Boston, we'll figure it out. Because now it is a substitute teacher situation. Now it is a situation where everybody in that clubhouse is going to go, oh, like they don't even know what the fuck they're doing. They
don't even back him up.
About
like they're not even like, this is our manager. They're like, we might replace him, we might not. Like they're treating him like a substitute teacher because they're saying like, he's our guy right now. And they're like, are you going to hire someone else in season? He's like, I don't know.
It's unbelievable. How do you say that? How do you say that? They're like, we don't know.
We know we wanted to get rid of the guys we got rid of, and we didn't really care if the grass was greener or not. We didn't even really think of it like that. Like we didn't even have that conversation whether the grass would be greener. We don't even have a plan openly.
Just makes absolutely no sense why they would say outwardly, unless they're just saying that outwardly and they don't really mean that inwardly. And they all know, like, hey, this whole season is lost, and they're just lying to the public. But like, that would be like a real Craig is in the inner circle kind of moment. Like if he's able to go out and say some shit like that to the fans, and like while saying some other stuff to Sam and John and Tom, that would be a real like initiation process to me.
I don't think that when they continue to lose, I don't think that Craig's going to be able to like go through a rebuild. Like they're just going to scapegoat his ass like they did the last 50 guys and then keep him moving. That's what they love to do.
The thing with that is too, like, as much as like I want Craig gone, scapegoating Craig is also fucking stupid because like you should never have listened to him.
Yeah.
Like if they suddenly get some seller's remorse and say, I wish we didn't fire Alex Cora, or I wish Craig didn't fire Alex Cora, it's the most obvious answer in the world is going to be you guys listened to Craig. Why the fuck would you do that?
I had a moment today where I tried to convince myself that if Breslow gets fired this offseason, that would make it possible for Cora to come back. But then I was like, there's no way Cora, like he's a guy that has an ego in a good way. Like
yeah,
or just
he's like
self-respect was what I was looking for. There's no way he would rejoin this team.
No, under no circumstances.
Sucks.
Yeah, sucks.
All right, that's all I got.
That's all I got. They lose this upcoming series, but it's going to be a fun one because
there's 3 more games of baseball. I'd say this. I don't have the ability to go into this in depth vocally, but my last thing I actually had was it's hitting me that they're sellers this year. Like, I didn't really think about the trade deadline much, obviously. But, like, yeah, Sonny Gray's gone, whatever. But, like, Chapman, guys like Whitlock could be in that conversation. Contreras is in that conversation. We know an outfielder
Whitlock
move or two
is
is
the
going
most
to happen.
tenured Sox, is he not?
Was he before Duran? I think so.
Tanner Houck.
Oh, of course.
Yeah. Wow.
I mean, like, Whitlock has club control through 2028, but it's just one of those, like, you could get a lot for him conversations. So, because he's, like, free. he's way undervalued. But yeah, I don't know. I just started thinking about how many players we're going to trade away this summer because that's real.
That's a lot of fun. I can't wait to talk about that when that gets closer. Until then, I just want the team to be fun. I'm sick of like.
Let's get a comeback win. Let's get a comeback win in May. 2 runs or more.
I don't think that's too much to ask, man. I just don't.
Shouldn't be. I'd love to know the longest stretch a team has gone to open a season without a 2-run comeback. Because we got to be getting close. Anywho.
Follow us on the socials at ITM_pod. You can follow me at Joey Copponi. You can follow him at Scott Neville 46, just like Brian Bayo's ERA plus. And we will see you guys after this thrilling 3-game series at Comerica Park against the Detroit Tigers. For Scott Neville and Joey Copponi, go Sox, kid.